Welcome to the Totally Honest Cooking Show. I'm Mark. Today we're making Mom's date nut bread. Now before we can start, we're going to need a cup of chopped dates and a cup of chopped walnuts. Now, we'll chop the dates in a second, but the easiest way to chop the walnuts is to just measure out a bunch, put them in a bag and go like this. Now they do sell tools for this. My mom has one. I always liked it as a child, but as an adult who does not want another tool, this is nice. Now we're going to start some water to a boil. I did preheat this a little bit in the microwave just to make my life easier. This bread is usually served at my household around Christmas time. And so we need dates. Dates are a Christmas thing for me, I guess. And we're just going to chop them up. I don't know. I think the logic is that dates are fancy. And they're the kind of thing that you serve in breads and crap like that. I don't know. Usually when I was a kid, you heard about dates once a year. And that was when Mom was making date nut bread. I talked to my mom right before I started cooking this. And she said, don't be tempted to buy the pre-sugared, chopped up dates that you can get. Those will not work. They won't be as good. Approximately 1 cup of dates. Now, we're going to take boiling water. That's 1.5 cup of boiling water that we're going to let sit on our dates. And we're going to let this sit while we bring everybody together. Next up, we're going to cream together 1 tablespoon of melted butter with half a cup of sugar. And you're just smooshing it around, making it so that everybody meets each other. You're going to need to smoosh it because that way, you know, the sugar gets in, or the butter gets in all the sugar. Or I guess the sugar gets in all the butter. And you'll notice the texture change in the sugar as you go. Next up, we're adding an egg. Notice the texture change. It's starting to look like batter even though it's just sugar. That's good. Now we're going to add the water from the dates, but not the dates themselves, not yet. And this is where my mother says it should be very soupy and sloppy. This is 2 3/4 cup measure for measure flour. If you're not gluten-free, just use regular flour, it'll be fine. To that, I'm adding half a teaspoon of salt and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. And then I'm just going to start adding it in. Just stir it all together. We're going to go ahead and add our dates. And then we're going to go ahead and add our nuts. And as well. Give them a mix. And then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Give that a mix around. And then we're supposed to eyeball about half of this and move the mixture into our loaf pans. You might have noticed my mix and match loaf pans. This is because I don't have a set of loaf pans. I had to borrow one from a friend. And now we're going to bake these for 1 hour in our 325 degree oven. Now we're putting these in the oven for 1 hour, but you're going to want to check them after 50 minutes because I was told they might burn. But only if you're doing the gluten-free. 1 hour is tried and true on all-purpose flour. And just like that, they're done. We're going to give them a little rest. Once the pan is cooled down enough that you can move it around, I like to cut myself a slice. The secret is to over butter. That way you end up with something melty and delicious. I'm going to go enjoy the first date nut bread of the holiday season. Like, subscribe, ding the little bell, leave a comment down below, let me know how I'm doing, and I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.